G'day meat shields! We're going to take a look at two strategies for tanking GRUULs in the new Blackrock Foundry on normal difficulty. Alright, so as I mentioned, we're going to look at both strategies for tanking this. Our pally tank goes down a little bit later, sort of around the 20% mark, so you actually get to see the solo tanking strategy, which is certainly not ideal, considering I had about 30 stacks of the tank debuff, but we'd got him down in the end, so it was messy, but it worked. Basically what happens, we've got the three coloured markers there, and I'm on blue at the moment, and I'm with a group, the first blue group. I'm going to taunt the boss from our paladin right now during Inferno Slice. So all I'm looking for at the moment is Inferno Slice. When I taunt and Inferno Slice finishes and it hits the group, the pally tank taunts it back. He's on yellow at the moment, and I run across to green for the next Inferno Slice, which is now. I'd again taunt, we're taking the slice into the group, and this time then I'm going to continue tanking the boss on the yellow while our pally's overwhelming blows debuff starts to drop off. So initially we found this was the best way to do it, actually having the second tank take 2 Inferno Slices, because it sort of let the overwhelming blows drop off. So what is overwhelming blows? It's basically just a tank debuff, you know. Blizzard is as Blizzard does. They love their tank debuffs. So basically that's what we're trying to avoid, getting those stacks too high. Now Inferno Slice is probably the most important mechanic as a tank. There are other things obviously for healers and range, which I'm not going to talk about. I'm just looking at the tanking side of things. But it is the #1 thing to look out for. So having a huge cast bar in the middle of your screen like I do is very, very helpful, and just remembering basically what colours you should be on. So you're going to, in our case, we go from blue to green, and then to yellow, and then blue to green to yellow. So ideally you'd have it going around the same rotation, so blue, green, yellow, blue, green, yellow, blue, green, yellow. And that's basically it. The rest of it is just make sure you don't stand in anything bad. The animations for everything are very clear. It's not, you know, terribly difficult. I think in this run I was actually running, instead of on ultra settings, I was running on high or something like that, because I was trying to ease up while I was recording this. So even without running ultra settings, you know, it's certainly not difficult to see where things are landing. And I sort of found that during that little tanty that he chucks there during that intermission, hanging around yellow is still kind of useful for when he's about to go back into, you know, phase 1 again. So the overwhelming blows animation, there's no cast to it, but if you notice the ground underneath me right about now, it gets all broken, and that's basically when it's being applied to you. So you can see it happens quite often, and toward the end we do actually get up quite high in terms of the stacks. Now I don't know whether druids have an advantage here, considering we are quite good with physical damage, but you know, I certainly came close to dying a couple of times, and our pally tank did die twice, so whether that was a part gearing issue, part class issue, I'm not sure. But it'd be nice to know that Druid's awesome on this boss, considering the rest of Foundry's a little bit rough on us, to say the least. That one there that's a little bit difficult. When you get the timing of Inferno Slice, people have to get back onto your colour very quickly after that shockwave ability. But other than that, it's just rinse and repeat. So I nearly died there. Just a bit of excitement. Also wasn't using my good old healing touch procs. I'm quite bad with them. But here we go okay, so we're at about 35%. It's actually more than I thought, but our other tank's gone down. So this is the second strategy, where instead of the off-tank taunting Inferno Slash onto each group, I'm actually going to physically run it. I'm going to turn GRUULs toward whichever colour as soon as he starts casting Slash. Now the problem with this, the scary bit about this, is that after slash he can cast overwhelming blow very soon after, and you do not want that to go on any of the ranged. It's only basically one tank that should be tanking that. So you have to basically run across to your colour, which I will in a moment. Once Inferno Slice is in 5 seconds. So I run across to the colour, and then I have to run back to yellow straight away. So I panicked and I did it with a speed boost, which worked out okay. But you can sort of see you've got a few seconds before overwhelming blow happens again. But the most important thing is, whether you're taunting or whether you're turning him, you have to make sure that only the tank on, in our case yellow, is the only one that gets hit by overwhelming blows. It is a 10-yard radius, so you can kind of see by the animation it's a decent size. But I get up to, I think, 30 stacks of overwhelming, and I'm basically using all my cooldowns, and it was enough to get him down, which is good. So it's a very forgiving fight on normal, and it's, you know, it's good fun. It's a nice introduction to what's obviously going to be a pretty full-on raid. But that's probably about it, so best of luck to yous. May the loot lords be with you.